What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Cinemaniac Central. My name is Chris. Yes, it has been a day. Yes, I know it's been about a month or so since my last video. I just had a lot of things to deal with, a lot of issues to work out. But it's good to be back, and this is now Super Bowl weekend. And me personally, I'm not a fan of the Super Bowl. I'm more relegated to college football. Pro football is just not my thing. I mainly just watch the Super Bowl for the commercials and the trailers. But if you're a Super Bowl fan, let me know in the comments down below, who are you rooting for this year, the 49ers or the Chiefs? But today I want to talk about a certain movie that I think focuses a lot on the Super Bowl. That movie is Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. And the biggest thing about this movie is the fact that it is one of 3 movies that came out in 1994, Dumb and Dumber and The Mask, that shot Jim Carrey into comedy superstardom. But with Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, you have Jim Carrey, who stars as the titular goofy sleuth, who takes on a case that involves the taking of Miami Dolphins mascot, Snowflake. And as he is investigating the apparent suicide of the operations head of operations for the Miami Dolphins, kidnapping of also the Miami Dolphins quarterback, Dan Marino, all kind of lead Ace to uncover a lot more than just some secrets that may involve the police force. And it all turns into a big kind of twisted revenge plot that's lasted for about a decade. And basically it's about, and there's spoilers ahead if you haven't seen it. I mean, this movie is 30 years old. If you have not seen it yet, highly recommend checking it out. If you're a Jim Carrey fan and you have never seen this, go see it. But yeah, spoilers ahead, really. It's like the Super Bowl that occurred. The Super Bowl that occurred back in like the early '80s, 1983. Actually, it's Super Bowl 17 to be exact. Apparently, the kicker for the Miami Dolphins, Ray Finkel, he missed a field goal, and it was in the closing seconds of Super Bowl. Finkel blames Marino because of the way the football is set on the tee. And it's supposed to be laces in, supposed to be laces out, but apparently laces were in. So, yeah. Because of this, he has basically plotted this whole revenge thing for the next decade. And it basically involves him getting a sex change. And there was a news story about a missing hiker that apparently he took the identity of. And now he has joined the police force. That's all kind of helps him orchestrate this plot against Dan Marino, and that's what led him to kidnap Dan Marino. And I don't know. I don't know if the plan was to kill him or just ruin the game. I don't know, and that's never really explained as to what was going to transpire there. Had Ace not figured that out, and he kind of ruined it, and you can kind of see in the movie where whenever Ace talks to Sean Young's character, who's Lieutenant Einhorn, which we know is actually Ray Finkel, which comically is whenever Ace actually figures it out, it's one of the most memorable scenes in the movie.
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is a man. Oh my God! Einhorn is a man.
There is a hint. There is some sense of predictability. You can see whenever Ace, is after the alleged suicide of the head of operations for Miami Dolphins. Whenever he's at the apartment complex, and he's explaining how everything kind of played out, you can see the look on her face, like, yeah, he might be on to me. And then whenever he goes to the office, he's talking about how he's discovered the whole thing about Ray Finkel and everything. You can see the look on her face there too, that he might be onto something. So, but yeah, there is and whenever he discovers that Ray Finkel is Lois Einhorn, it's hilarious. and I think it's hilarious and everything. And they play Boy George's The Crying Game, so it kind of it makes sense and just makes it all more funny. And yeah, this movie is kind of known for its more that controversial element there, the whole sex change thing, where this woman is actually a man. And I think Sean Young, I think her performance in this movie, as this police lieutenant, I think she does a really good job. Her personality and her attitude towards Ace, she can't stand him. She hates him, and all for a good reason, because she knows that he's good at what he does. He's a pet detective. He was gonna figure out what's going on. So, but yeah, it's hilarious. It's a classic. It's got a great cast, including Sean Young. There, it's got Courteney Cox from pre-Screen days. I think it's before Friends also, but she's great in here as this potential love interest for Ace. She's like the assistant head of operations to the Miami Dolphins. She worked with the operation, so she was kind of close to him, which she actually that was her reaction to when she found out that he was dead, and so she was kind of upset about it. So, but yeah, Tone Loc in here, who's best known for being a musician. He plays a cop that works at the police department. He's really good in some of the scenes he's in. I liked him in Blank Check as well. But yeah, and then of course Dan Marino. I think he's great in here as himself. He does a really good job. And I think one of the coolest scenes in this movie is during the third act is the fight scene between Jim Carrey and Sean Young. I think it's awesome. It's badass. She delivers some punches. He delivers some punches, man. Some kicks and everything. Kick around. It's an awesome fight scene. It's one of the funniest and coolest fight scenes ever. But yeah, this is a comedy classic. This is the movie that propelled Jim Carrey into stardom. And as far as the Super Bowl goes, it's clearly the plot is really plays a big part of it. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this, hit the like button. Also, subscribe if you haven't already for more content as I upload it. Also, follow me at Criticless. I'll have a link for that down below in the description. I have about 100 reviews on there, including this one. Go through those. Check out those reviews. If you like any of those and you want me to do a review on any of those movies, let me know in the comments down below. Once again, I love you guys. You guys are the best, and I'll see you in the next one.